A friend of mine said last night that we may not see any change in our lifetime. She and I are around the same age. And I agreed with her. But then I cried about that last night because I thought, oh my God, Micheal. So that means you're going to die and people are still going to hate each other because of the color of their skin? That you're going to die and people are going to still be all caught up in somebody else's sexuality? You're going to die and people are still going to be going at each other? And the answer is yes, Micheal. No matter how much you grieve, no matter how much you do, you are only one person. And unless the world changes collectively, every generation is going to get another piece of this rotten apple until we decide that the rotten apple needs to be replanted and we're going to start afresh and anew with new eyes and new ways of being with each other on the planet. We can't keep separating ourselves. You know the reason we have all these different ways to describe ourselves and to give ourselves a positioning in the humanity is because we haven't been honored. We've been, So if you're gay, you get beat up. So you know what? Then you got to go out and invent pronouns and you got to go out and invent all kinds of stuff because you're trying to get a space, a recognition that you belong somewhere. All this baby boomer, millennial, XYZ, humanity. Because then we can talk about us. You know, the baby boomers and the millennials and the XYZs with they blip, blip, blip. No, they're human beings going through the same period of life that I know that I went through. In my 20s, the older people didn't say nothing that I liked, except for maybe 3 or 4, because they were my mentors, because they came to me, sat with me, talked to me, asked me, as Jade said yesterday, we got to stop asking them all these questions about their future when they just started their future. How the heck are they going to know what the answer is? I love what you wrote on Facebook, Jade, when you said, I have a job that I love. I'm just going to do me for a minute. I don't know what the heck. Thank you for teaching me, my dear, dear daughter, that your life is not my dream. It is your dream. And my job was to give you a platform so that you could fly like the old fable, African fable of Black people who could fly. And they weren't talking always about literal flight, even though the fable says yes. They're also talking about flight of the mind. Take your mind away from all of this drama that is being spewed out, vomited out to make you sit and think about stuff that doesn't fruit the earth and it doesn't fruit you. I got to do that too. We all got to do that because we're not building relationships with each other. All we're doing is figuring out a way to hate each other, figuring out a way to debate with each other in a way where conversation cannot be had because now I'm afraid. We have more guns being purchased again in the United States than any other place in the world right now because we're afraid of each other. And rather than to get in a room and work through our fear, we just said, forget it. I'm going to go get a gun so that if you make me feel really fearful and I'm in your space, I'm just going to shoot you. That's easy, people. Let's take the hard road out of this incredible stupidity, this Armageddon of life. The hard road is sitting down with your enemy, the art of war, and talking to your enemy and appearing smaller and weaker than you really are, so that you can hear their voice, hear their words, and discern them in silence. Freedom means you get to do what you want to do. So does it really matter what anybody else says? Oh no, I'm asking. Does it matter that somebody else is living their life the way that you feel they shouldn't? Or are you going to do what you can do? And that means go out and love. Go out and be connectional with people. Go out and listen to people. Go out and have a conversation that does not lead to you trying to convince them that they are wrong and you are right. Because what if we're all right?